Yo, people, welcome back to the YouTube channel. You already know what time it is. It's time for a little bit all you can eat Chelsea. It ain't staying dark for long because we're in the green now. We're in the green. Boris is giving us the green light. All right, let's get it. Let's get the money. Let's get it. Listen, before we get into everything, we're gonna obviously introduce the cast and crew. Miz, bro, how are you doing? Talk to me.
Yeah, good, man. I mean, we keep winning. I was so happy when we won against Lille. I was just screaming at him. I watch along that. What sanctions are you going to give us now? What are you going to give us? Because I know you're cooking something because we won again. So give it to us. I don't care. So I'm buzzing, man. Look, one more match to go before international break. Hopefully we get a win there. And then hopefully by the time we play Brentford after the international game, do you know what I mean? New owner settings, baby.
Yep. Hopefully after, the international break is when, right? We've got Middlesbrough at the weekend, and then when's the international break? It's
straight after.
Straight away.
Yeah.
So like Monday.
For 2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, the process will take a while, but we'll see. Younes, bro, how are you doing? Talk to me, bro. Welcome back.
Yeah, man. Thank you. I'm good, man. I'm good. We're winning. We can't stop. This is great. It's mad that even in adversity and all these problems, we keep racking up wins. And then there's United, but we keep winning. It's just great. I love it. No, I'm good. I'm good. And yesterday's game, lovely jubbly. Hopefully, new owners walking through the door soon, and then we can move on from this mess.
Yeah. There really is an imposter among us, Manchester.
I was just going to say, we should know the new owners, right? Within the 2 weeks.
If we don't, then I don't know what's going on.
Well, we might hear from on Friday. Like the Friday's a deadline for all the bids to come in, and then I read that if a couple of bids are quite close and too tight, then they'll allow a final offer to be made by those 2 or 3 remaining parties. So we'll definitely hear. We'll definitely hear things, I'm sure.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Yeah. It's almost like a game show at this point, you know. Final offer, deadline day is on Friday. Get your offers in. It's like we're at a yard sale at Chelsea Football Club and it's billions of pounds. Like I keep saying, it's the one time we're going to get to call billionaires broke. You know, I'm seeing people on the timeline. Yeah. You've only got 2.5 million net worth. Broke ass. Get out of here. I'm just looking at broke ass. When else could we ever act like this with a billionaire? It's just nuts. But the TL yesterday definitely did a madness with a few of the interested parties. They absolutely exposed and dragged every individual they possibly could. And yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who we end up with, but hopefully it's someone that the fans have some sort of say on. It sounds like we got a pretty big say on things considering the situation. I think Liam Tooney tweeted that. Miz, do you have a favorite option at the moment before we get into the game?
Saudi, please come straight through. I'm even taking Arabic lessons, man. I'm speaking Arabic. Do you know what I mean? I can read it, but I need to learn how to speak it. I started doing intros in Arabic a couple of videos ago, which was great. A lot of Arab sort of background fans started commenting in Arabic as well. I'm like, dude, I don't know how to sort of read what you've written, but yeah, man, that's my favorite for me. Saudi backed Saudi media group, I think. They're also a consortium, whatnot, but obviously based in Saudi Arabia. That would be my first, real. Because let's face it, boys, these guys, their money's not the issue, and they just want to win. The one thing about Arabs are they want to win. That's it. They never want to come second. They want to be winners. So we will not see any difference if these guys come through. In fact, we could even see an upgrade because they might even throw even more money. So yeah, for me, those guys for sure.
Yeah, I put out a tweet. I scheduled it on TweetDeck for 10 a.m. because I knew I wouldn't be up, and I kept it moving because I knew there would be a lot of people that disagree with me on my selection of saying I think the Saudi media group is the best choice for the football club. And the reason why I say that, obviously specifically for the football club, is you can expose any billionaire. You know, I've said it so many times. Any billionaire that's that's an option is controversial. Any billionaire has issues attached to them, or is going to be associated with someone that you deem unfit, or some sort of way. At the end of the day, I'd rather actually the club not be shit as well. Do you know what I mean? If I'm to keep it quite simple, we need to expand the stadium. We need money to do that. If we're going to be self-sustainable, then it's going to take a very rich person or very rich group to expand that stadium in its current location. I think they're the only ones capable of doing it. If we get somebody who's American, who I can definitely say is going to be controversial, has definitely got dirty money somewhere, dirty hands, they may not be able to expand the stadium. So we've got now a controversial owner, as we saw yesterday, exposed on Twitter, the Ricketts family, and we're broke and we're shit. So, I mean, Younes, what do you make of it?
Honestly, you couldn't have said it better. Personally, I do think the Ricketts don't have a choice now. They're out. They're done. Surely they're done. There's no way they even get looked at now. But yeah, I agree with Miz, man. I agree with Miz. I think the Saudis are the ones with, I think, the most coherent plan right now. The only thing is time and passing those tests that they have to that they have to pass. Apart from that, though, as you said, every single billionaire has their cobwebs and skeletons in the closet. All of them, man, all of them. So in terms of the future of the club going forward, I think the Saudis will have it completely in check. I agree with, in relation to them being in football, wanting to do well. Yeah. There is a culture amongst Arabs in terms of, especially nowadays, in terms of wanting to put themselves as one of the superior entities, and I think in football they're only just beginning to make their mark. So it's an untapped market for them, I feel like, and it's an opportunity. So yeah, I feel like if they were to take Chelsea, they'd definitely take us forward. So my message for sure, Yalla.
Yalla, Habibi, yes.
Habibi, come on in, take the club, buy this football club.
Sure. I think Miz was about to say something just before this goes in. I mean, they're a private media group and they say they have no ties to the government. Now, I'm not deluded enough to think that they actually don't have any tie whatsoever. I think, of course they do, right? But so do the American owners have ties with Trump, as we're seeing that were linked with us, or they may have ties with Obama when he was doing all the madness with the wars and it. Like, people pick
Nick Candy was a donor of the Conservative Party.
Exactly. People kind of pick and choose which government associations people are allowed to have when really all of them are involved in conflict. Now, I know there's human rights issues. I mentioned it in my video. There's women's rights issues with the government in Saudi, and that reflects very poorly on what we try to do. And I think it's very important that whoever comes in continues with the women's team, with the academy, with the LGBT community work that we've done, with all the foundations we've done, everything. They have to keep all of that. You are coming to the football club, you keep all of those foundations and setups that we are running with, and you don't come in and ruin that. But I think it's poor to just say, oh, because they're Saudi and they're bad. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we don't do that with Americans. We don't do that with everybody else. Do you know what I mean? That's just the way I see it. It just seems a bit of a generalization just to say, oh, because they're rich and they're Saudi, oh my God, now we can't do anything with them. We can't even look to have them as owners when we're fine with having American owners who are just literally exposed on the TL, and I'm sure they could all be exposed on the TL. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is the thing, right? I think this is a very deep topic in the sense, a lot of people are talking about the sports washing, right? And sports power.
Yeah.
We need to understand from a society perspective, and boys, I'm pretty sure you get it, the large entities, the large companies, right? They are all like donating money to the government, right? In order to get their way.
Foundations.
Exactly, Younes, right? Yeah. Like, I work for a company, as you guys know, Pepper, right? They're a massive sort of commercial based company. We do home loans, this, that. Their turnover, like our company's turnover, is huge. But in order for them to get their way in the society, they're paying some money to the government. Do you know what I mean? So, and we're talking about, this Todd Bowley guy something around 2 point something billion. He's got hedge funds. He's connected in the consumer sector. He's connected in insurance, real estate. Do you think any of these industries are not corrupted? Insurance is full of corruption. Real estate, that's how you clean your money.
Yeah.
Any black money, you clean through real estate. Property that's worth £100,000, no, it's now worth £500,000. Do you know what I mean? Like that's how you. So look, and there's some stories about Todd Bowley as well with his hedge funds. Like there's been some dodgy bonds and whatnot. You can find all sorts of these sort of things with any billionaires out there. With the Ricketts family, well, they were just out and out blatant and saying, well, we hate Muslims, we hate Asians. Well, you killed yourself. We didn't even need to do research. Do you know what I mean? It was on the face. So look, similarly with the Saudis as well. Look, I'm not gonna deny the fact that there could be certain areas. Like let's be honest. When Roman was now he's not the owner. So yeah, when Roman was the owner of Chelsea Football Club, there was never anything about whenever there was a war on Palestine or whenever there was a war on, because you can understand why Roman owned by Chelsea Football Club, because he's got ties with Israel. So you're not gonna get Chelsea coming up with statements saying feel sympathies for the Palestinians that have lost their land and this and that, because that goes against the owner. Similarly with Saudis as well, there will be certain things where they may not tweet out, which we might have seen tweeted out previously from Chelsea, side of things.
Yeah,
I'm not going to sit here and name what they can be, but that's for you guys to realize. So those things will happen, Matisse. Like there'll be those instances where certain things. I think one of the things that Saudi owners, the media group has said, one of the things they would like to do if they can get Chelsea is to promote the women's football. They do like that aspect.
Yeah.
Other things, kumsi kumsa. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really sure if they're really going to be promoting some of those things.
Because that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a case of promoting. They'll just leave it alone.
Yeah,
I think basically.
Yeah.
As long as Chelsea Football Club are still allowed to act in the way they've been acting, because it's just been a very good fight over the last decade or two. That's all that really matters. You know what I'm saying?
Plus, there are Premier League campaigns and there are things like that the club has to be a part of. So
exactly, and they'll know that coming in. So yeah, that's just the way I see it. And people even say, I mean, listen, right now the UK is Saudi Arabia is the UK's Russia back 2 decades ago. That's the money they're looking to bring into the economy. I think the UK sports I don't know if he's the minister. Yeah, he literally just said the other day they've got a lot of work that they're doing with Saudi Arabia. It's a big deal for jobs, for the economy. It's literally Saudi Arabia is literally the UK's Russia as it was 2 decades ago. Do you know what I'm saying?
Boris literally said we welcome Saudi investment 2 days ago.
Literally. So as much as they
just announced the Chelsea sale to them.
So I saw a lot of people saying, "Oh, we're out of the UK government's hands now. It's more likely that we'll get the sale that a lot of people want." It's not necessarily, not necessarily, because the UK government were doing a lot of business with them. And like I said, now if say in 20 years we for some reason get into another situation where it's a controversial thing for Saudi ownership in the UK and they have to sell. The one thing I will say is at least hopefully by then we'll have a stadium that is big enough to have us as a self-sustainable club, and we aren't in a position again financially where it's like save the bridge, only £1. That's the only thing I can say, is that the club would have pushed on and really actually put some serious foundations into not being that type of club that relies so heavily on ownership. And then maybe we can go with someone that's not as rich next time. But I think this time, if we are to really kick on again and get that stadium, I think is necessary. But let me know your opinions in the comments below, and try and keep it respectful if you can. Now let's get onto the game yesterday. If you can't, I'll block you. Let's get onto the game yesterday. What a win, man! Like seriously, because do you know what it is against Newcastle? I don't think I deeped how difficult that game was. Like the performance was such a drag because I did the watch along and it was just like, oh, this is never gonna happen, is it? But that last minute winner was so crucial against a very well organized team. Lille, we was obviously 2-0 up anyway, but going a goal down after that penalty and then coming from behind to win, even though we didn't have to win, we could have easily drawn and just kept it moving. The fact that we came from behind to win, it showed some serious mentality mojo. You know what I'm saying? Some serious mogul points. And I'm like looking at this team and I'm hearing Thomas Tuchel talk about we want to be tough to beat. We want to be the toughest team to beat and all this. I'm just getting flashbacks, bro. If we get Benfica in the next round, another Portuguese team in the quarterfinal, which is what happened in 2012 and last year, listen, someone's going to have to hold me back. Biz. How are you feeling after that win? Obviously, Aspilicueta knees it in for the winner. Some lovely assists from Jorginho and Mason. Captain America scores. I realized when I did my review, every captain got involved. Captain America, the future potential captain, the current captain, and the vice captain. They were all involved.
It was a captain's world, man. Captain's world. Do you remember, boys, last season when we were about to play Real Madrid second leg and you guys were asking me, Miz, how do you feel? And I said, we got this. We're going to brush them aside. I'm not even worried. I'm looking forward to the final now.
Yep.
I kid you not, I'm starting to feel like that. And I'll tell you my logic behind it. I feel like we're a wounded animal. We've been treated so badly by the rest of the world, not just the UK government, every pundit, every journalist, everyone wants to talk against us and talk down on us. And it's like they've had an explosion of, emotions and built up jealousy that they've had all these years under Roman that we've been, owned by him. It's all coming out. Like you can tell from their jealousy. Look at Jamie Carragher, for instance. You can see how deep rooted his jealousy has been. It's actually affected him big time. Some of the journalists as well, Jacob Steinberg, he's moving mad. You can see how much he's hated Chelsea Football Club and he's loving it. I get the feeling our boys and Thomas Tuchel, they see this and they feel the pain. And they can understand that they're getting mistreated. And when a particular animal is wounded, especially a lion, you best believe they will come back strong. So I feel, boys, I'm having that funny feeling that we may do another Champions League again. I swear. Good luck to anyone that faces us. As Thomas Tuchel said, when the journalist asked him, who would you fancy facing? Who do you think is a... Thomas Tuchel turned around and said, well, ask them who would they want to face us. Ask those guys. Do you know what I mean? Don't worry about me, who I want to face. Ask any of those other 7 teams, do they want to face us?
Yeah.
And I love the attitude, man. And I feel like I don't really care. Bring whoever on, we'll give them a tough game, and we'll see what happens after that.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just looking at this and I'm looking at the draw tomorrow, as always. Quarterfinal and semi-final draw gets done at the same time. It does give you a good inkling.
It's that time again.
Yeah, it's that time again. But Younes, how are you feeling after the win against Lille? Because it's a big win, and this round exposed, I think, some of the fakes. Liverpool they made it through. Manchester City made it through. We made it through. A certain other team with a German tactician who sacked their legend mid-season, who said that they could be just like us. No, you can't. You can't be just like us. Find your own path. Find your own path, mate. Yeah, try your own way. Maybe go back down to Europeans' second-rate competition. Because when we was in that competition 2 times, we won it twice. That's how you prove that you're too good for that competition. You win it twice. You don't go in there and piss about and struggle against Ajax in the final and lose on penalties to Villarreal. You don't struggle. You finish the competition and you keep it stepping. I mean, how are you feeling after that win?
I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I mean, there's this thing that we seem to have, just like I said at the beginning, like we regardless of the situation we're in, we get the job done. And especially in these cup competitions, in the league, it's a bit of a struggle. Although now it's opened up. Just want to say, you never know. But
are we in the puddle race? Are we there?
But
you know you want to say this. You know you want to say it.
No, I think the league might be a little out of reach, but we might as well give it a go. Considering Liverpool and City have to play each other, why not? But with the cup competitions, I mean, proof is in the pudding. Every single cup competition that we've been in under Thomas Tuchel, we've reached the final. So there's no reason why we shouldn't be doing that again this season, especially with the way that we managed to get through last night, quarterfinal, and now it's that draw. It's that draw tomorrow. We are at the same point that we were in this time last year. And I remember watching that draw, and I think we all done watch-alongs for that, for that Champions League draw, and all of our reaction was the same, man. As soon as we got the teams we wanted and the path that we wanted, we was just like, "Yo, it's happening." Are we gonna get that tomorrow, man? I hope, man. Benfica and then Villarreal, bring it on.
You said we'd win.
I'm shameless. All these people like bring me Manchester City. I want to show how tough we are. I don't give a shit. Bring me Benfica and let us slap them. Bring me Villarreal, let us slap them. Let us backhand them across their face. I want 5-0 on aggregate. I don't care. You know when you win the Champions League? No, when you win the Champions League and it says you've won 3, you've won 4, you won 5. Nobody goes back and looks. Nick's picks. Who did you play in the quarterfinal in 1998? Who did you play in the semi-final in 1992? Nobody cares, bro. Just you won the Champions League, right? All right, cool, good. That's all that's all anybody cares about. And I think Chelsea, we are owed the Champions League anyway. From the Luis Garcia ghost goal to the Barcelona refereeing to the Manchester United Moscow miss from John Terry and Anelka. We are owed a minimum of 2 Champions Leagues anyway. So I think we deserve to get into the runs.
Could be on 4 right now.
We are owed. So you send us them easy ties. You give us them extra chance, them extra UEFA Champions Leagues. Yeah, we're owed titles, and then after we get the ones back that we're owed, then we'll play fair again. That's how I see it.
You know what, Matisse? Let's be honest. Real Madrid, I'm not scared. From what I saw, we can take them because they play the way they pressed PSG in the second half. Yeah. We are very accustomed to be pressed, and we know how to press, and we've pressed the living daylights out of you last season. So I'm okay if it's Real Madrid. I'm okay if it's Atletico Madrid as well. They were very good against Man United, mind you, but they can be beaten. It's just Man United. They're a stupid team. They couldn't get through them.
Hey, remember last season?
Last season as well, exactly. Yep. Benfica and Villarreal, we can take them. So if we can just stay away from Bayern, Man City, even Liverpool, man. I feel like we need to get these guys. We need they maybe got away from maybe in the final. But look, they got away from us in the Carabao Cup, man. They really did. We had the clear-cut opportunity. So if we can just stay away from City and Bayern. I don't know. Bayern, are you guys worried about Bayern?
It's Bayern, isn't it? I mean, that's it. It's just because it's Bayern Munich. Like that's it. They're actually not as good as they were, but they're still Bayern Munich. You know, like that's the only thing. You never know what you're getting with them. Lewandowski might just rock up and score 5 goals in 10 minutes. He could. You know, but at the same time, he might not. So
the last time that we got slapped up in the Champions League was to Bayern. So
Bayern,
do you remember that? Yeah. The 2 legs.
But that was embarrassing setup from Frank Lampard. Let's be honest. Like we had no ideology of defending. Do you know what I mean? So
we said that day we want to be Arsenal Football Club. Exactly what we did.
We felt for one night special.
Exactly. But I do want to say about Benfica and Villarreal, we can't underestimate, obviously. The truth of the matter is, like, when other fans are gonna like watch things like this and they go, "Oh, look at them, they're underrating Benfica and Villarreal." Well, you know, like, no. Reality is, like, in terms of all the quarterfinalists, they're all tough. But let's be real, the easier of the lot would be Benfica, Villarreal. But that's not to say they're not easy. Or, you know, that's not to say they are easy. They're not. They're difficult. Villarreal just smashed up Juve. Like, Benfica knocked out Ajax, who dominated the group stage. Yeah. So they're not mugs, but we have a caliber. We should be able to get through. Hopefully we get Benfica and then Villarreal, or the other way around. I'll take it.
My God. Listen, like I said, we're going to be shameless here. That draw is on Friday at 11 a.m. I'll be covering it.
Tomorrow.
The live draw. Yeah, tomorrow, 11 a.m. I'll be doing the watch along live on Twitch. And I think, listen, if we get a nice, easy draw, and hopefully, I think last time, the way it was set up, the quarterfinals and the semi-finals favored us in terms of the route. So if we can get another good route, you know, part of me wishes Manchester United was still here. Do you know what I mean? Because I would have loved to play them. You know, they looked like a team that would definitely be favourable. But, you know, I wouldn't mind taking on Atletico. I wouldn't mind Benfica. I wouldn't mind Villarreal. And then who's the other team?
Real Madrid as well. I wouldn't mind Real Madrid.
Yeah, those four together in one route. No, those three. We get one of them, and then the other two draw each other. And then the semi-finals between that lot. Perfect. That's how it needs to be. And then leave your Bayerns and your Liverpools and your Cities all over on the other side of the draw.
On the other leg. Yeah.
Let them fight that out. Let them sort that business out. Get, you know, the best of the best of the best. You figure it out amongst yourselves, and we'll see you in the final. Do you know what I'm saying? That's how I want to go. But yeah, it's a madness. But yeah, the performance was great, man. The performance was great. It's a good comeback. And I think for the team right now, when it does feel like the government is against us, because I still can't figure out a reason as to why we can't sell tickets. And I guess we'll get into that in a minute.
Everyone's against us.
It's mad, man.
Winning games is great. Do you know what I mean? But Miz, I mean, there's been talk of maybe just give the tickets for free. They're saying, no, it has to be a transaction. I said, all right, crazy. Never heard that one before. Maybe put the money into a pool, into a bank account, and don't touch it. Can't seem to do that. And I think it's very strange because Simon Jordan, and I don't agree with TalkSport often, but he said something very, very good on TalkSport. Is the fact that 45% of the money collected from Middlesbrough and Chelsea as a whole goes to, you know, one team. So all of the capacity, not Middlesbrough tickets go to them and Chelsea tickets go to them. Everybody sitting in that stadium contributes to 45% of Middlesbrough's earnings and Chelsea's earnings, 45% and 10% for the FA. So Chelsea are going to earn money regardless, with Middlesbrough's capacity being full. 45% they're taking from that. So where is that money going? That's going to Chelsea. That 45% for Middlesbrough's capacity, where is it going? Wherever it's going, sell the tickets and let that money for the away fans go in the same direction. Now I'm seeing that we can't have sanctions. We're having EU sanctions for fans going to the European games as well. Yeah. Like, and how is this helping anybody in Ukraine? Did I miss something where this circle back to the victims right now who are fighting and on the front line? Is this circling back somewhere? Because I ain't seeing the point A to point B. Maybe I'm missing something.
It's got nothing to do with Ukraine, and this is what I. Put out a video a few days ago and also tweeted yesterday that the UK government, let's talk about UK government, because what the UEFA has done is just pretty much off the back of what the UK government has imposed on Chelsea. So they thought, okay, fine, since you guys did it, we'll have to follow suit as well. The UK government, you have to ask yourself, who are you hurting now? Are you actually thinking you're hurting Roman and Russia? Because you're a complete fool if that's what you think. Roman is still balling. This man actually sat there and said, don't worry about 1.5 billion debt. Do you think you're going to hurt him? He's not worried about his... You cannot hurt this guy. He's got abundance of money. So all these sanctions are BS. Who you're hurting are your own people and us as Chelsea fans. You're actually hurting your own citizens who are working, who may have loans that they can't pay. They're getting redundant, so on and so forth. Because soon, Chelsea Football Club will have to release some of these staff members because they can't be paying all of these people. Like, for example, the Megastore boys. What's happening to those staff? Like, do you know what I mean? They're probably laid off for a couple of weeks until the new ownership is all done and dusted, so they're not getting paid. So it's mad, man. It's totally mad. And Simon Jordan is absolutely bang on about this. Like, at the end of the day, we're going to earn money in this FA Cup, whether you like it or not. So is that money sort of, where is that? Is that Bitcoin? Is that like in cryptocurrency or something, just in thin air? Like
evaporated.
Like, so, and the whole talk about, like here we talk about in banking terms, like it's called a suspense account. So it just sits there until we figure out the ownership situation, we then release the money. You're telling me you're such a sophisticated government, one of the most intellectual governments out there. You can't figure out to open an account where you can just keep the money there until the ownership is sorted. You're telling me you can't even do that? It's mad. It's mad. And then all of this is got nothing to do with Ukraine, man. Russia's still attacking Ukraine on a regular basis. You're not going to stop them. They are not going to stop. They will not stop until they take over Ukraine. What you are stopping is day-to-day people's livelihood for the Chelsea fans and people associated with Chelsea. It's mad.
Yeah. I mean, Younes, how do you feel about this ticketing situation? Because I just can't get my head wrapped around it. I'm seeing all of this holding back of tickets, and Chelsea fans can't see their team play, and I'm just so confused. Like, and they're spending so much time on this in Parliament. It seems to be such a big thing for them. They're releasing statements about songs and stuff, and I'm like, haven't you got, as Tuchel said in the press conference, I thought it was a fantastic shot. Yeah, I thought the shot from Thomas Tuchel in the press conference was a masterclass. Absolutely. Have you not got bigger priorities right now? Have you not?
Bro, I mean, I don't think any crime is happening in this country anymore. I think this country is officially crime-free. We've got nothing to do, nothing to discuss. Everything's lovely. No one's getting arrested. It's great. So yeah, the highest priority agenda for the government right now is Chelsea Football Club, because nothing else is happening. So they're bored. They're in Parliament. They're like, yeah, lads, we haven't got anything to do. Let's just focus on this football club. Yeah. All right, nice one, sweet. Instead, they'd be in the common area, just having tiffies and I don't know. So look, honestly, the thing with this, funny, the government, bruv. Here's the thing, because I saw. Again, the way that they don't even have the courtesy to show themselves, except that MP that was asking for Roman to be sanctioned. At least he showed himself in the House of Commons and done it in public for the whole country to see, right? Yeah. We want Roman to be sanctioned. At least he showed himself. We know his name. We know where he lives and all that. Great. In terms of a Whitehall source, a senior government source, all these bloody ketchup mayonnaise sources, right? All saying like, the transactions are transactions. We want to hit, bro. We want to hit Chelsea Football Club financially because we don't want that money going to Roman. So they need to understand that. Hence why we can't allow any ticket sales. Chelsea go, okay, cool, all right, no problem. How about we give these tickets for free? And then they don't respond. The government do not respond to the club. Hence why you think Chelsea was stupid to try and ask for a closed doors game at Middlesbrough. Of course that was going to get rejected. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. Yeah. It was tactical. In order to show
prove a point, as you said.
It was proven a point. It was proven a point, and it did prove a point. At least for us, maybe the rest of the flipping country and everyone don't want to recognize.
Not for Ben Gibson. Ben Gibson was fuming. But then I seen somewhere that Ben Gibson sold players to pay for his divorce settlement or something.
Yeah, Derby. Yeah. So in terms of immorality, Ben, he can't talk.
Listen, Ben. Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed on Chelsea Twitter, but we pride ourselves on exposing motherfuckers. So I suggest you run that mouth of yours carefully, because we will find the dirt on you too. A lot of brothers out here losing a lot of prestige very quickly on that platform. You know what I'm saying? So you just watch your mouth when you talk about the mighty Chelsea. Yeah, all right, watch it. Watch your mouth.
Oh, it's outrageous. And what's crazy is the government seem so adamant that it's on the basis of making sure there's no money going to the club. That's it. Yeah. Okay. So if Chelsea want to give away free tickets, how does that interfere? There's no money in that transaction. It's a piece of paper being mailed out to someone for free. And on top of that, tomorrow at the bridge, there's meant to be a memorial for Peter Bonetti, right? That was already announced prior to what happened with Roman and Chelsea. The tickets were already free. Now, Chelsea can't even give those out.
Oh, that's mad.
How does that make any sense? It doesn't make any sense at this point. The club's being punished. And just to prove a little point, yesterday, Chelsea fans were attacked out in Lille.
Yeah.
Yo, what was that?
They were tear gassed. PSG fans interfered. And I don't know where they came from, but there was loads of Chelsea fans that came onto social showing all the tear gas and whatnot, and giving fan accounts saying PSG fans rocked up. Don't know where they came from. It wasn't even Lille. It was PSG fans that instigated it. Started getting Chelsea fans rubbed. Police came in, tear gassed the Chelsea lot immediately, rather than separating the PSG fans that rocked up. What did the Daily Mail decide to do? Chelsea fans causing trouble in Lille. Look at what they've done. Look at all of this. But Man United fans can throw bottles and whatnot at Simeone. Don't hear about. You see what I mean, bro?
Not a single report on it. I looked for one. Not a single report on that. Not a single one.
Boys,
It's outrageous.
I want to hear, because obviously you guys live in UK, and I really want to hear from you guys about this, because what I understood over the last 24 hours to about 48 hours, all of these different issues happening and journalists moving mad. Is that I used to laugh about it, right? And when Jose said, there is a conspiracy theory against Chelsea, I genuinely now think people in your country, whoever are not Chelsea fans, the remainder, they actually hate Chelsea. And they actually hate the fact that the way we got up in the stratosphere, do you know what I mean? Like with Roman's money and whatnot, and we, disrupted their beloved Man United and Arsenal. They wanted the two-horse race all the time. They love that. And the way we broke that and absolutely disengaged them to the point where Man United and Arsenal are like in the bottom sort of tiers now.
We hijacked the party.
Like, seriously, boys, is there a because I sense it with the journalists, the way they talk. Pundits as well. Look at Jamie Carragher.
Look at exactly. I was trying to make that point. Look at the emotional scarring we have done, because he doesn't have a league title, and why is that? Probably because of us. You have to remember what that time was like when we first came into this Premier League with that money. Yeah, because we had won. People forget we had won 6 trophies in 6 years before Roman. We had won 2 League Cups, 2 FA Cups, a Super Cup, and a Cup Winners' Cup. But no one cared, because Chelsea were just that team, maybe what you would say Arsenal are currently, which is just winning cups and just prodding along. And we were winning things, but we weren't in the way. We weren't winning the big honors. We weren't involved in the big major Premier League, Champions League, so we weren't really causing much of a fuss. We were just picking up what we could, and everybody else was taking the rest. And then we come in with a lot of money. We come in with a lot of money, and we come in. I mean, a lot of people will say, "Oh, they'll criticize that money now." But again, I don't see anybody criticizing the UK's economy over the last 20 years and how that was built by Russian money. So if you're going to complain about Chelsea's success and you want us stripped of our titles, then make sure you go and tear down those houses in Richmond, and make sure you go and knock down some of them skyscrapers too. But I don't think you're going to get that done. So everybody's eating out here. And then
on top of that, allow the NHS to give Roman his money back.
And then on top, government didn't even help NHS out. Like Roman stepped in.
Half of these British owners out here furloughing their staff. Yeah, 100%. Don't forget it. And then so you've got that. But then who did we go and appoint? The most arrogant, annoying fucking manager you could possibly do. So at that point, in Jose Mourinho, I think I am the special one, and I am going to prove it. I am going to win. Not one, I'm going to win 2 Premier League titles. I'm going to win it all, okay? I am the special one. Rafa Benitez, you are full of shit. Wenger, you are literally the failure. You are the what is the word?
Called Wenger a voyeur, bruv. He's not, you're spying on us, bruv. Get out.
You are the definition of failure. What did he say again? He said
specialist in failure.
You are the specialist in failure.
He is a specialist in failure. I am not.
The only one here I'm going to respect is Sir Alex, okay? Everybody else, fuck you. What do you expect? Of course they hate us. Look at that. Look at that man that came in. That young man with the hair gelled up, with the
He had swagger as well, man.
Yeah, swagger, bro.
Going into the press conference.
All the ladies liked him as well.
Yeah, some of the lads too.
Bro, he was the face of Chelsea at the time. Right now, the face of Chelsea is Thomas Tuchel. You couldn't get a more likable person if you tried. You couldn't. If you put that together with ownership that isn't as rich, and maybe say we're going to be a bit more conservative and a little bit more held back with the money and go down the Liverpool model. You put Thomas Tuchel in charge of that type of structure. Oh my God, everybody would love us. Do you remember under Frank Lampard? They all loved us. They all loved us. The journalists couldn't get enough of us. Chelsea, we love you. Look at the way you're promoting all the youth. Look at the way
Frank gets slapped, and they still loved him. Frank gets slapped on a regular basis.
English manager.
That's probably why.
We can have some beers after the game, can't we, Frank? We've got all of these young English, Cobham stars coming through. Frank, big up to Chelsea. Oh my God, what a lovely club. Did we win anything? Did we win anything? No, we didn't. And that's why they loved us. Because they knew we were just going to float around the same position we were. Well, we've been around this position anyway, but third, fourth, and we didn't win the FA. We didn't win anything. We're just a nice team. Just Chelsea back in their place again, hovering about, not winning shit, but they're a likable team. They try and play attacking football. They concede goals, but they got some young Cobham talent coming through. They got a likable Lampard in charge. That's what they want. Just like Ranieri. Ranieri was real likable. Didn't win shit though, did we? No, we didn't win the big trophies. So what had to happen? The big dogs had to come in.
Do you know what, Matisse? You're actually spot on. I'll tell you how. I don't know if you guys saw this. Jason Cundy, right? A couple of match days ago when Everton lost against... Everton's been losing against everyone, but this specific one... Which one was it? Spurs. Whenever Everton got slapped up by Spurs 5-0. I kid you not. This is what Jason Cundy said, right? He goes, maybe Everton selected Lampard knowing they were going to get relegated. And Lampard is a good manager to have to bring them back up again. He's got experience in the championship with them. He was justifying Lampard's loss to Spurs 5-0 by twisting it and saying that he is the right selection for everything. I was like, oh my God.
It doesn't make any sense.
Not just it doesn't make any sense. Lampard could lose the remainder of, and I'm pretty sure he will, because the fixtures for Everton is mad. He's probably going to lose all of them.
Really? You think Lampard's going to take them down?
Yeah, they're going to get relegated. They'll get relegated.
Can you imagine?
The thing is, you will not hear a single journalist talk about this, but they will not talk down on Frank Lampard. And it's going back to the point where Matisse was saying, it's, he's the English fellow, boys. How can you can't hate an Englishman? Come on. It's the English Premier League, for God's sake. And it's an English manager. Yeah. Put the two together. It's too many English here. Do you know what I mean? So, you're right, man. You're right. Maybe that's why they're trying their best to, link our owners as much as they can away from these sort of ethnic backgrounds. Do you know what I mean? Definitely not Russians. Definitely Saudis. Yeah, they're in the front line, but we can give it to the Americans. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, or any of the. Was there any British owners that were linked with us? Ricketts family, are they British?
I think there was one, wasn't there, Younes? I can't remember.
There is the whole Nick Candy thing. Yesterday, there's the whole Sebastian Coe and Sir Martin Borough interested, apparently. But I don't think they have enough money. I don't know where that's come from.
These broke brothers that want to take control. These broke brothers, bro. You can't own a football club. You don't have the facilities for that, big man. You do not have the capacity. You are broke. You cannot come and own this football club with your broke ass, okay? Because then all you're going to do is put together a bunch of broke people. They all come together now they got money. And then decisions have to be made. Or you're going to go and take out a loan. And then you got to answer to somebody else. And there's a hedge fund. Bro.
But ultimately, the money goes back to the Russians. You're asking the Russians for money.
Bro, your broke ass can only afford, like, I don't know, a little Derby County at a max. Focus on that. Do you know what I mean? Focus on saving them. Focus on the Boltons and the Portsmouths. You're not got the facilities for this. This is too big for you. God damn. Where's it with rich people trying to buy shit that they can't afford? Shit.
Sebastian Coe yesterday.
Like Mayweather have to set up another damn fight in 2 years because you bought Chelsea. Getting punched up in the ring for no reason. Just focus on what you can purchase. Damn.
I was on my watch song yesterday, and I see the news come out. Sebastian Coe's released a statement and whatnot, and I look at it, and then I try and look up his net worth. 50 mil. Are we serious?
His brother couldn't even afford Fernando Torres.
50 mil. And then
he's not joking.
He's obviously he's partnering with Sir Martin Borough. So I'm like, okay, cool. Let's look at this Sir Martin Borough guy. I'm looking at it. I can't get anything more than about 250 mil. I'm like, where's this money coming from? But you don't have a chance unless if you've got like a ton of investors that are lined up and we don't know about. They must surely have not. You ain't putting a bid in. Like, there's no way. So I don't know. We'll see. But that's the only other British related one I can think of. But yeah, in relation to obviously Chelsea being hated and whatnot. I mean, could you imagine if young Mourinho was still our manager now? I think we get suspended. Oh. Like, we'd probably get suspended. It would be done.
Administration.
But the thing is, there is, just to back up what Matisse said, there is a sense here since Roman took over. And I think a lot of people have kind of suppressed it. They've kind of just kept it down. They've just gone, oh, it's Chelsea, they've come out of nowhere with all that money, and and they're just fed up and they haven't said anything. And now they've had an excuse to come out and unleash the feeling that they've kept inside for 19 years, right? They've finally found an outlet, and they've gone, oh yeah, finally, Chelsea, they're rotten. I think they've all erupted. So I do think there is a sense of hate in Chelsea. Mainly it stems from jealousy, I reckon. And I think a lot of them seem to be laughing now. They won't be laughing in about 2 weeks' time.
But like,
they're probably going to hate us even more.
When you think of who people will support, journalists support football clubs, right? Man United don't like us. Arsenal don't like us. Tottenham don't like us. Liverpool don't like us. West Ham don't like us. The only team that is up there is Man City, and they don't have many fans. So think about all the clubs that don't like us and who could possibly support those clubs, probably journalists. It's not really hard to work out that they don't like us. Do you know what I mean? Like, who likes us, really?
But you know what, boys? I've noticed...
Man City, we just crushed their dream literally less than a year ago. So even they probably hate us now as well.
I've noticed a lot, though, like Man United. Like, there's a lot of journalists that favor Man United. They talk about Man United. Why is that, boys? Like, I thought, as a club that's easily hateable, like, that's easy to hate. Do you know what I mean? The kind of stuff that they're doing right now. Look at some of the youngsters. Look at our academy players. Not many of them have been in news. Maybe Callum during the pandemic, but look at their academy players: Mason Greenwood, Madness, Rashford. He's writing essays. He's probably writing an essay right now, which will be delivered very soon. Do you know what I mean? Like, and there's plenty. McTominay is another one. The arrogance that he shows.
An essay yesterday, actually. It's still being graded.
Oh.
He got it in before the 12 o'clock deadline.
I mean, I thought that club would be very easy to hate. Why is it that
Alex Ferguson whipped them into shape, bro?
Literally. I was about exactly it. Spot.
It's still scarred from Sir Alex, and he's still sitting up in the ivory tower in Old Trafford saying, "Listen, any of you say anything? I don't even know what accent to do."
You have to try Scottish, mate.
Any of you say anything, I swear I will come downstairs right the fuck now. Don't forget. Don't forget, I'm still here. Fix up, pattern up. BBC Sport are probably still banned.
Bruv, Alex Ferguson had such a stronghold, not just on journalists, on everyone, including refs. Fergie time was a real thing. Fergie time did exist. Yeah. It was a real thing. People go, Fergie time's just a fan creation. Nah, bruv, it was legit. 4 minutes added on when Sir Alex looked at the fourth official. He said, you dare blow this whistle. We're going until 96. We need to get this equalizer or this winner, and then you can blow the whistle. Yeah, that was a real thing. It happened so many times. Alex Ferguson had all the refs shook, all the journalists shook, because he was honest, direct. He shunned them out of a press conference if he felt like they didn't need to be there. And he dominated English football, and he had that power. Obviously, Alex Ferguson, best manager for me, definitely without doubt of all time. But he had that stronghold on them, and that was the image of Man United. And even though he's stepped aside, it's still Manchester United. Yeah, and they're meant to be continuing. And I think a lot of people are waiting for something to happen, and it's not been happening. So now you'll see criticisms, but it's still Man United. And as Matisse said, he's still upstairs.
Yeah.
So honestly, there's still going to be some sort of influence.
Yeah. I'm bringing the I'm bringing the eat to all you can eat Chelsea today, people. All right, because I know you've been in the comments saying, "How comes you guys aren't eating? Feast!" Like, bro, we can't afford to eat as Chelsea fans right now. We need to give
We're broke.
any little bit of money we can to the club. Do you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't want to eat right now. I need to focus on Kante, making sure he gets his meals in, because he's the one that's got to do all the running, not me. It's an absolute madness. But listen, like Jose Mourinho said, there is an agenda against Chelsea. Even in the media, we're not very well represented, or we're not represented very much.
We're not.
We don't have many.
We're not.
No.
That little period where Jose Mourinho was a pundit was one of the most beautiful things I've
That
ever
was
seen.
great.
Oh my God,
That was
it was so nice, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jose Mourinho up there. This is kind of why people will say, "Oh, how could you want Lampard? How could you want Everton to go down?" Well, obviously, I would like Everton to stay up because of Lampard, but at the same time, I don't really mind, because I've kind of separated Lampard from player to manager, as many of you at this point haven't. And if Everton do go down, so be it. And they'll lose big players, and it'll be interesting because they've never been down before, and I kind of want to see how they get along down there. And Lampard can hopefully go back to the studio and start defending Chelsea, which is what he needs to be doing.
Best job for him. I'm telling you, not even joking. Lampard should, and I've said it when he finished off with Chelsea.
He's a great pundit.
I said, big man, don't come back to management. You are not a manager. Like, self-assessment, dude. Look at yourself in the mirror and just say, you are not a manager. Come back as a pundit because you are brilliant. You could have killed it. You could have been the next Gary Lineker. Do you know what I mean? That
he actually has that in him, yeah.
I just want to see the balance, man. I want to see us, somebody in there who's a legend, who gets that status, who's well respected when they stand next to Gary Neville and Carragher, and defend us, man.
The only ones I see is Joe Cole on BT, and that's pretty much it. On Sky, it's rare, except for the times Lampard rocked up, Mourinho briefly, and Mourinho still got ages, because like, remember when he said like, when I'm 75, I'm gonna retire and go to TV to defend. But he's 59. There's still 16 years left, so we ain't getting that anytime soon, unless he gets sacked and doesn't manage again. But yeah, we need representation, man, because Liverpool, United, even Arsenal briefly, kind of, but Arsenal aren't a threat anymore, really. So not much there. Yeah, it's too much. There's too much Liverpool, United, but no Chelsea.
Yeah. So that's what we need to get that balanced. I'm not gonna lie. That needs the books aren't balanced.
Man City have won. Sorry, Michael Richards. He's just a laugh. He's just a laugh. Yeah. Like, he goes into a studio, he just starts laughing all show, and that's great. I like Michael Richards, but that's about it.
Frank, honestly, man, be a pundit. Like, you'd kill it. You would actually kill it. There's no relegation as well. Like, there's no relegation battle. There's no pressure.
Well, there is if you say something wrong. There is if you say something wrong, then you end up on like being sports and stuff.
Yeah, but Frank's got his way with words, man. He's very well spoken. So.
But being is quite. I don't know. Have you seen being in the way that they do things over there? But no, it's you know, because it's fun. It's got Richard Keys, it's got Andy Gray. They were kicked off Sky Sports. But when you go on to being, no. But when you go on to being, bruv, the floor's yours. There's no restriction. You say what you want. It's lush. Mourinho went on there. Wenger still goes on there. You get all sorts. I think like Hasselbank a couple of times. It's a platform and it's growing. It's growing. Being sports are growing fast. So that's definitely an outlet. Definitely. Where you don't get suppressed for what you say.
Lampard's good with his words anyway. He's very good. Like you said, Miz, he's good with his words. I think the only time he's not good with his words is when he's under serious pressure.
Yeah.
Then he gets to the
attacking everyone.
Yeah. And you know what?
We'll see that soon then.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he's 100%, unfortunately. That's the one thing with Frank is when he's under pressure as a manager, I've definitely seen him switch. And you see the nastier side of Frank where he starts lashing out and blaming others when really he's not taking in. One thing I don't like about Frank Lampard as a manager, he doesn't take any accountability for his own shit. And I'm like, how can you not? You're making so many errors. Like, Tuchel yesterday, top world-class manager who's won what he's won, takes accountability after the match. Takes accountability. My bad. Hold my hands up. I got it wrong tactically. I should never have gone with that formation. That's on me. I had to switch it. That's on me. Not on the players. The whole first half he takes responsibility for. as a top manager, he does that, and he done that many times. Did it against Manchester City at home. Always taking responsibility. Even though he's carrying this fucking team, he takes responsibility. Even though he built the system, he put the club on another level. Because let's be real, since we won the title in 2017, and then we finished 10th before that, and we won the title again, since that period, we've dipped. We've been finishing 3rd, 4th, Europa League success, but we haven't been reaching the latter stages of the Champions League. We haven't been in title races, so we've dipped. And he put us back up there again by winning the Champions League. We haven't been finishing, getting knocked out the semi-finals. We didn't lose a final. We haven't been reaching this stage of the competition. We've either not been in it at all, or we've got knocked out to Bayern Munich in the round of 16. That's what we've been on, and we've been finishing 3rd and 4th. Our status has been pretty clear for quite a few years now in where we are, and he just goes bang through the ceiling, absolutely just smashes through all expectations, and he's still taking responsibility. He doesn't even still possess the ego now. After all the fans bigging him up, saying, listen, you're the greatest thing since God himself, do you know what I'm saying? You are everything. And he's still not got the ego. I fear for what Lampard would be like if he won a Champions League. Would he ever take responsibility again? I don't know. And I love the guy as a player, but I have to differentiate him as a manager. I loved his first year. I think he did a good job in the first year, you know, and then the second year. We're not going to get into it too much, what happened after that. Of course, second year kind of went tits up around Christmas, but responsibility-wise, he doesn't take responsibility, and that's something that I'm not a massive fan of. Younes, what's with the shock? Did we just get sold?
I've just read. So Simon Phillips has put up, and this is on Mail Sport. Apparently, the government have taken charge of the Chelsea sale and will play a lead role in deciding which bid is selected as the preferred option.
All right.
I thought they let go of that. I thought yesterday they said that
yeah.
Well, it says here, I understand. It says, I understand that it's still Roman's club, so he decides, or technically the Rain Group, but the government have the power to veto and also get a say. Or veto. Basically, the government are choosing at this point.
Well, why don't we just get owned by the UK government? Why don't they just buy us out? Let them just run the show. State owned.
It's going to be interesting to see who they pick. Also, Parimatch have now distanced themselves as a sponsor, so they can get lost. See you later. And apparently the government are trying to plan talks with UEFA to find a way for Chelsea's home legs to not be held behind closed doors, which is weird because, well, allow us to sell tickets then.
Yeah.
It's all a bit mad, man. It just makes me sick, man. Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Doesn't make sense.
It's very confusing because I read that too. 1 minute it's not the government are not involved and it's going to be the Rain Group. Next minute is the government. Next minute they'll be saying, actually, Roman, you do it. We can't be bothered. Like, nobody knows what. Nobody knows who's meant to be doing anything. Then they'll be saying, Bruce Buck, what do you do around here? Why don't you fucking go and do it? I'm the chairman. And that is what exactly? Go out there and sell the club. We're bored now. We wanted to sell it. Now we can't be bothered to sell it. We told Rain to sell it. They still haven't sold it. Now you try to sell it. Flog it. Just I don't know. Build
Just flog it.
You see a lemonade stand, you go stand next to them.
Right.
Chelsea for sale.
Bruce Buck standing outside Stamford Bridge with a sign, dressed up in some sort of lion outfit, like the mascot. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea for sale. Chelsea for sale.
Also,
people coming in with bare £10.
Bro, if there's an auction, I'm telling you, I ain't even gonna bother. I ain't gonna try.
do you remember the whole Sebastian Coe Broughton laugh we had?
Yeah.
So now Sky News have said Sir Martin Broughton has enlisted support from major Wall Street and sports industry figures to back a takeover bid for Chelsea that is now fully funded. Sebastian Coe is also involved. So Wall Street are involved in that one.
Yeah. Mad. It's all crazy. I'm telling you. I don't know, man. I think
honestly, at this stage, they're abusing our football club. They really are.
I just want it. I just want the process to hurry up and happen. That's all I want. I just want the process to hurry up and happen. Like, let's just please get back to normality with the football club as soon as possible. But I fear, I mean, it's gonna be a long process anyway. I feel like, you know, it's still gonna have to pass it. Yeah, it's still gonna pass its checks and everything. The Premier League obviously got to pass it, which at this point I don't know what they can't pass after what they passed previously.
Apparently bookmakers don't even want to get involved because
I've seen that. Yeah, because they're like, we can't even.
It's
call
too
this.
tight.
It's too tight.
Yeah.
This is literally Chelsea versus Manchester United under Mourinho versus Ferguson. It's too tight. We can't call it. We can't call it. That's basically what they're telling us. I'm like, all right, fair enough. I mean, you guys have never had a problem before with sticking up dodgy like listings and whatnot. Now suddenly you don't want to get involved. Bloody, I don't know, Sam Allardyce to Chelsea when he was England manager. Do you know what I mean? 64-1.
I seriously wonder how many votes Boris is going to get in the next election, because he's doing all this to showcase to
the people
that, hey, I'm in charge here. Nobody messes around with me.
People should see through that, because he's the one that brought him in the first place. So, like, not him in isolation, but the government are the ones that brought him in, and they brought the Russian money in the first place. Boris can't mend his reputation. That brother threw a damn party in the pandemic. He broke his own rules. Yeah, if he recovers from that, this whole country don't even deserve better than Boris. Like, how are you gonna watch somebody do all that and still back him? Like, what? Do you have any self-respect for yourself? Like, what? Nah, bro.
Is he in the? Do you guys like?
I don't know.
Some sort of polls in between? Is he leading at the moment? Like, you know how they do checkups, like a sort of poll,
opinion polls and
opinion polls. Like, is he leading?
Thing is, polls mean nothing here. I mean, polls at one point can say what
it's like VAR.
It's not legit. It happens. Like the last election, polls were going, Jeremy Corbyn's gonna smash it. Next day, literally Conservative landslide, and Boris walks right in. Like it honestly, the polls are so up and down here. They just got to the point where they don't matter. I think the way they're conducted isn't representative of the whole country. That's the problem. But Boris doesn't have a leg to stand on. And I already think they're getting ready for whoever's going to be coming in next, whether it's going to be an election and boss it. Probably Keir Starmer with Labour might actually have a shot. Again, it's all the same, isn't
it? What's the criteria? Like, UK citizens must vote, or you can opt not to vote?
You can choose not to vote if you don't want to.
Wow.
I mean, the last election, I think there was quite a low turnout. I think it was only.
It was probably
40, 50%. So it was something low.
It was probably raining that day, to be fair. You know.
It was not raining over there. Do you know what I mean? It's raining every day. See, at least here in Australia, right? Over 18 must. Well, you get fined if you don't.
Oh, you fined if you don't, no doubt.
You get fined. Heavy fines as well.
Because over in the UK, some people will risk paying the fine. How much is the fine?
I think the fine's about $200-$300.
Ain't touching nobody around here. We be getting that for speeding tickets.
So people will actually take the fine and not.
No. You can spitting outside. I'll see you in a bit.
you can still go and spoil a vote. You can literally just go in and spoil it if you don't want to vote though. So you've still voted, but you spoiled it.
We move on, because if I start getting into UK politics, I'm gonna just cuss
everybody. Boys, it's in your hands. Do something.
But this is the thing. Trust over here, it's got to the point now, and I say this as someone that actually used to properly look at Labour and go, yeah, you know what? I think they've got it completely spot on and whatnot, bruv. They're all dipping into the same pot.
It's like Chelsea's attack a couple months ago.
They're all the same. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. There's no output from either. It's dead.
Facts. And speaking of Chelsea's output, you see that damn segue right there. Yeah, you make sure you subscribe. You make sure you damn well subscribe for that segue. Yeah, you make sure you damn well subscribe. Lukaku ain't playing consistently, and the media ain't questioning it because obviously they ain't got no time. They got a whole heap of other questions to ask first. This is almost masterstroke from Tuchel. He kept playing him when everybody's eyes were watching Lukaku. The owner, the media, everybody's eyes were on Lukaku and his performances. Yeah, so all right, cool. You want to watch him? We're going to keep playing him. We're going to play him, and we're going to keep playing him. Game in, game out. And you can keep your eyes on this brother. Because I've already made my decision. But you watch him. Go on. We'll keep playing him. And as soon as this controversy starts, all right, fuck out the team.
now I'll play my real tactics.
Get out!
I also remember.
Shit. I've kept my mouth shut for 4 weeks with your 0 joules complete.
Jules,
Now the
less
focus
than
is
10
elsewhere.
touches.
You get your bald ass and you sit your damn ass on that bench. Get over it. Kai, I'm sorry about the wait. Get in there. I had to wait. I had to wait for some controversy. You know how it is at this club. It's always around this time anyway. This is when I was hired in the first place. Get in the team, quick. Get in there. That's what this is. That's what this is. I'm telling you. And
Masterstroke from Tuchel.
I'm calm about it. I really am calm about it. He had enough time to prove himself. Kai, I think he's in a great run right now. Pulisic with a lovely finish. Ziyech is playing well. He's back. Mount's been good. He could still be better. I think he's definitely like shung and then dipping, and then he's very up and down, but he's still better than Lukaku right now. I think those 4 attackers are very much enjoying themselves and their roles, and I think it's fantastic to see. But against Middlesbrough, before we come to the end of this, I think it's time for Rom to get his boots chalky again. You know,
really?
Yeah,
really?
I think Kai gets a rest. It's a cup game. It's Middlesbrough.
I think international break.
I mean, international break though.
It's true, but I just want Kai to have I don't know. I feel like he's been carrying. Do you know what I'm saying? I feel like he deserves to get a load off.
No, he needs to carry against Middlesbrough and shut up that chairman.
Oh, okay. So we just go and just leave Lukaku on the bench for an FA Cup game as well.
At first,
could carry the drinks.
I can eat. Literally, guys, talk about it.
You know, or Lukaku, big guy. What you can do is afterwards you can just lock like the Middlesbrough lads in their dressing room and like hold the door. Like try and get the chairman in there, lock the door, and just hold it because no one's getting through at that point. Like Lukaku.
We can't take Middlesbrough lightly. Like they've been progressing well in this competition, beating Man United, beating Spurs. I know they're not much of teams we've done well against as well. But in the championship as well, Middlesbrough just had a victory again. I can't remember who it was, and they're doing okay in the championship, 6th or 5th or whatever the case is. We don't want to be one of those clubs where rivals laugh at us, being in the mix with Man United and Spurs. We want to be the club that beats them and then laughs at those clubs and say, couldn't get the job done. You needed a man to do your job. Do you know what I mean? You needed a man to show you how things are done. So I'm taking this game seriously. Are we going in with full, strong starting lineup that includes Kai Havertz up front, banging goals, man? You're in good form. Carry that on. And the thing I like about Kai Havertz, you guys would have seen the press conference that he did. The boy is hungry. He's like, I'm not happy. I want more goals. I want more assists. I want more. I love that, man. That attitude. Do you know what I mean? That gives me vibes that he's not here to just be another Chelsea player. He's here to leave a big-time legacy. Years to come, when Younes is a grandpapa and me sitting down, we're doing this podcast with Matisse, married, kids all around him. We're talking about Kai Havertz. Do you know what I mean? He wants to leave that legacy. So I like that.
I agree.
Really.
Damn. I think, look, Middlesbrough, at first, I was looking at this tie going, it's Middlesbrough. Okay. Show a little bit of respect. Just be nice, take it lightly. Well, not too lightly, but, we'll go over there, just try and get the job done. Cool. And, shake hands. Best of luck in the championship. Now I'm like, 6-0. I want to kill them. I want to kill them. Like, I speak in Antonio Conte type kill, not legit.
You got a spam, bro.
But like legit, like walk over there and just like decimate them. With all due respect to their players and their manager, because they haven't done anything wrong. But that chairman is what I'm remembering here, man. I want him to be embarrassed. I want him to be embarrassed just for that. So I hope we rock up and we destroy them. Also, about Lukaku, quick point. Remember, with new owners walking in, that could be the worst thing to happen to him. Because those new owners didn't pay 100 million.
It'll be clean slate.
It'll be a
the
clean
books
slate.
Will be balanced.
They would have found him there. And if it means like, you ain't working, let's sell him for 20 million. Don't care. We made 20 million. They could do that. They could do that. So with Havertz banging goals, both for Lukaku and for Werner, new owners walking in, they need to step up fast. If not, they could be out.
That's why the richest owners for me is like, they will just not worry so much about price point with selling some of these guys. We speak about so many times, we need to get rid of Barkley. We need to get rid of this player. We need to get rid of this player. Part of the reason why we have if this club was in better position to have an owner that wasn't rich, we had a bigger stadium and we didn't have so much dead wood lying around, I'd be like, cool. Let's get it. We're in a good position. We're self-sustainable. We're making our money. We've got a good, clean squad. But this squad is it needs cleansing. It needs so much cleansing. And the only way it's going to get cleansed and the only way we're going to expand is by having people that are money is no object. And someone like Lukaku, someone like Werner, if we want to move them on in the summer, we're going to take hits and losses, but they're not going to see it as losses. Like you said, they're going to be like, I just made 20 mil on Werner. How much is he worth? 40? You guys paid 47 for him? Huh? Well, I don't care. I made 20 million. They're looking at him like, do you understand the valuation of players? You could have got more. I don't give a shit. I made 20 million.
Yeah.
Lukaku? 40 million? Sounds like a lot of money. Bring it on in. Happy days. Do you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? That's just the way they're gonna maybe look at it, and that's exactly how I want somebody to look at it. I'll be like, yeah, Lukaku is worth 40. Damn straight he is. He's not worth 80. He's worth 40. You take that 40. Great deal. It's just otherwise it's just long, man. But I'm surprised to see you both saying that Lukaku doesn't start against Middlesbrough. You don't think we're gonna? You don't think that we've got to at least keep him involved with good squad rotation like Tuchel's kind of been doing? He's been kind of giving everybody chances, keeping them involved, because just in case Kai gets injured, what's going on?
What's going on?
I don't know.
know.
I'm not touching
Lukaku taking over. Every time we talk about Lukaku, this is what happens.
I'm not even touching. My hands are up. I ain't doing shit. And the whole thing is just moving about. I don't know what's going on.
We're getting sanctioned, lads. We're getting sanctioned.
The UK government's on us.
We've obviously, we've been on for too long, and this is it's meant to be private. Thanks, StreamYard. Clearly not private. we're gonna wrap this up, government. Okay. We're gonna wrap this up. Okay.
Clearly, we're not wanted.
Down. 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes, guys. We're gonna wrap this up. Okay. As I was saying, say Kai was to get injured now. We're not even on the topic anymore of your incompetence. Calm down, lads. I told you this is why I don't talk about politics on this channel, Miz. You woke the beast.
We're not even live.
Yeah, but we're still on the internet, bro. We're still on the internet.
They're watching.
You want to have a conversation? We might have it in person in an alleyway.
What do you guys have over there? MI6,
MI5, MI6. Yeah.
Oh, there.
We have both.
Lock your doors now. They're coming.
If unfortunately, Kai was to get injured, we would maybe need Lukaku. So it's still a decent chunk of the season to go. Do you not think? I'm just going to play devil's advocate. Is it not best to keep him involved, keep him somewhat engaged, somewhat interacting with the rest of the squad, instead of kind of just leaving him to the side? Because I understand Middlesbrough's a test, but it's still one of the easiest fixtures we're going to have for the rest of the season. This is one of the few opportunities I would give him. I wouldn't give him the Premier League games. I wouldn't give him the Champions League games right now. So the only game you can give him is in the FA Cup. The same with Kepa and players like that who you still keep involved. If you don't play him this game and he starts to act up again, shall we say, which would be nuts right now because we really don't have time for your shit, Romero. But if he was to start acting up right now and he was to cause a little bit of disharmony again, and just say we do get an injury and we need him, we can't count on him now because he's in a stroppy mood. We don't know what way he's going to react. When Lukaku's not happy, I don't know what performance we get out of him. It's not like Diego Costa when he's not happy. He just starts, clawing at people's cheeks and pushing people and shoving them and scoring goals. He could do the Morata and just every time the ball comes up to him, he just shrugs his shoulders and says, and then the ball just bounces off of him and then we just lose possession again. Any concerns about Lukaku still needed for the rest of the season?
Can he promise to touch the ball at least 20 times a game? This is why I'm scared to start this guy, because it's going to be another less than 10 touches. I'm worried. I'm not asking you to cover the grounds as what Kai does, because let's face it, both the players are totally different, so I can't expect that. But Lukaku, get involved somehow. I can't have you on single-digit touches, man. It doesn't matter if it's Middlesbrough. This is what worries me. If he can promise Thomas Tuchel before the game, Gaffer, 15 touches. Trust me.
Oh my God.
You count. without the kickoffs, without the the one that Chelsea will take, because there'll be a Chelsea kickoff and there'll be a Middlesbrough. With other kickoffs, 15 touches minimum, please. Maybe then we'll give you. I mean,
100 million. We're talking about 15 touches. So what's it come to, lads?
It's disgusting, Younes. That's what it's come down to.
But no, you know what? Like, facts, I agree with the fact that if you we want to get him involved, cool. Let him bring the water, or I don't know. But you know what? Seriously, in terms of the way that he was brought on yesterday, perfect. Game is dead. There's no pressure, right? All right, go out and see what you can do. There's literally no expectation at that point. Like, we had the game set. It was 4-1 on aggregate. Brought on Lukaku, 20 minutes. All right, show us. And at that point, there's nothing to really hold him against, because it's just, okay, we have nothing to lose here. Try and do something. That's the only way I'd bring him on. If it's 3-0 against Middlesbrough, bring Lukaku on.
Yes, I'm down. I'm down. 3-0 at halftime, bring Lukaku on. Actually, 65th minute, I'm still worried. Because I might just give enough time for Middlesbrough. 65th minute.
Ball's just played to feet, and Lukaku's running in behind because he wants fewer touches. Lukaku, I'm playing it to feet. No, I said I don't want to hold the ball up at this football club again. Remember what I said? Ball in behind. Ball in behind, guys. I'm not doing any more hold-up play. Just because I'm big, don't fat shame. Just because I'm big, it doesn't mean I'm holding up the ball. Okay, play the ball in behind. I can run. That's what Lukaku's doing in the dressing room. Y'all tripping.
Every time he makes a run, ball doesn't get to him.
Good on you, mate.
You could do a whole theme song, right, on this, like a whole. You know how you used to have them shows. This is how we're gonna wrap up. You know how you used to have them shows, like when we was kids, like Danger Mouse and like I don't know, Pink Panther, and you had like a whole theme song at the side. You could have like Lukaku, man, Lukaku man, man can, Lukaku.
They call me
like,
the
just,
Lukaku,
I don't know.
man.
You could have a whole song and just bare thumbs everywhere, just like because obviously thumbs up is always a positive. It's always a positive symbol. It means like yes or like good, or so it stands for positivity. So it could definitely be a children's show, and it could have a good catchy song, and it's just Lukaku just every minute.
Can you imagine Lukaku as some sort of like superhero? He's like on a t-shirt where he's just going like.
and he's got the underwear on
that merch
over the trouser.
Yeah. Listen, I've thought of so many great slogans over the years. You've got Lateness is greatness. You've got, apple juice. You got Steve gave me gremlins. I've got nerd tax. I've got bald teeth. I've got Sadio Mane. I've got manipulated. I've got when I eventually do start a clothing line years from now, and it's good quality clothing for you guys, I'm gonna have so many phrases, yeah. But expected thumbs up. That if you don't take advantage of that, Lukaku, you are a madman. You are a madman. You have to take advantage.
XTU.
Expected thumbs up. Bro, it's analytical, but it's funny. Like, it's literally perfect.
Thumbs up.
And it's positive as well.
Can you imagine Jamie Carragher after on Monday Night Football? Oh, like they can't do a scouse, but he was like, in terms of Lukaku, great performance. His expected thumbs up today, near around the 20 margin. Fantastic performance there. Fantastic.
He's outperformed his expected thumbs up. There should have been 5, but he gave us 10. It's unbelievable. One of these days, I want Lukaku to just go a thumbs down. Give me a thumbs down. Alonso cross comes in, and it's poor.
As everybody was saying when he was playing, the system is not right for him. Thomas Tuchel is neglecting these attackers. He is not feeding these attackers. He is not clothing these attackers. Thomas Tuchel is an absolute criminal. He is not looking after these attackers. He is setting them up in a defensive way. Thomas Tuchel has got these attackers missing chances. That's what we were saying. Now, we haven't been saying that recently because we've been scoring goals. and even the clutch goals in tough times. But before we were saying that Thomas Tuchel's system is the reason why Lukaku can't play. So he needs service for the first touch. He needs service for the goals. He needs service to make runs. He needs service to press. He needs service to do link-up play. So it's
he needs service to wake up. He needs service to get out of bed. He needs service.
He needs service. Breakfast. He needs service to move in the penalty box when crosses are coming in.
Turn on the shower when he needs to go and have a shower.
Yeah, he needs service. He needs that he needs that 5G, not that 4G, and we just lost 3, so there's even less service now than there used to be. So, but in saying that, clearly he needs more service. So expected thumbs down sometimes needs to be given. If service is not good enough, you let us know so we can analyze that as YouTubers. Let us know that the service is not good enough. Then thumbs down like that. Just make it very clear. Make it very
Actually
clear.
That would be a good thing from him because it would make us think, okay, all right. He didn't appreciate that.
Yeah, it would help the players around him as well. If they're not giving him the service, if they're not helping him and they're not giving him what he needs to facilitate his goal scoring, then obviously then give them a thumbs down. This is like a game show.
Yeah. Ending
the show how we started it. Game show. Game show for the ownership, game show for thumbs down and thumbs ups. Like this is that game at school where you used to just sit there with your heads down, thumbs up, and you just wait to get picked.
Oh mate, what a game. What a game.
And then they just go around and just tap your heads, and then they pick up one, and then they pinch, and you have to guess who it is or some shit.
But what happens when he goes offside, though? Who gives a thumbs up and thumbs down that time? Because
I mean, the Lions
gives it to himself.
The Lions
goes.
But if it was the Liverpool game, it's a thumbs down for the linesman. You two are jokers. If it's the Liverpool game, it's a thumbs down for the linesman. The linesman got it wrong. The linesman got it wrong. So the linesman against Liverpool, you're the one. You down there.
Lately, our shows are jokes, bro. It's not even...
Well, after the game, he speaks to the press.
I just tried to give balance on Lukaku and be like, give the counterbalance of how he should play, and all I've done is slander. I'm so sorry, guys. Can't help it. I am still emotionally triggered from what he did to me and to all of us. And do you know what? Do you know when you think you've forgiven someone? I have openly never come out and said I have. I have still not forgiven this man. So don't even look at me and expect any sort of nuance and maturity from this situation. I am still pissed, and he is still yet. I said it in Sky. I said it on Sky. He will not pay me back or pay some of us back with goals, so with apologies. He will pay us back in goals, and he hasn't scored the goals. So I'm still joke about until the goals come. I'm still waiting. You are in debt to us. Don't ever forget that. People sometimes like to make out these players. Oh my God, every single time we must worship them. Oh player, you are unbelievable. Let me lick your feet. Let me clean your sandals. No, he is
thumbs up.
He's in debt to us. Don't ever forget it. This brother is in debt to us financially and literally.
And we ain't like Roman. We're not wiping no debt off.
Bro, I ain't wiping no debt. Them 325 bags a week. Listen, that's a lot of money. You owe us that back. Yeah. No record signing 325k a week, sitting on the bench consistently now because he's not performing.
Mad.
It's absolutely a disgrace. It's a joke.
What life?
It's a joke. So you ain't gonna get that around here. If you're looking for that forgiveness shit, you can go over to somebody else's channel and get that. Because I didn't even forgive my ex. So don't that was years ago. Don't expect that shit from me. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't expect that from me. I don't play them games. You want forgiveness? You give us goals. Yeah? And if you can't get on the pitch to give us goals, well then that sounds like your fault as well.
Thumbs down.
Thumbs down. But I would give him the chance against Middlesbrough. I'm going to take that bias aside. I would actually play him. See, as much as I don't like him, I still play him against Middlesbrough. I would actually play him against Middlesbrough because he needs the opportunity to prove himself. Kai is already starting when we come back from international break anyway. Kai has been grafting, working hard. And do you know what it is more for me? I don't want to risk injury for Kai against Middlesbrough. If Kai was to get injured against Middlesbrough and was out for a month, I don't know what I would do. I don't know. I would do something crazy though. And best believe it would be impactful.
I don't want to jinx it, but I think he'll be all right. He hasn't played that much earlier in the season, Kai. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean he needed consistency. I don't know, he did play. Let me check because he did play quite a bit. Miz, he started the season, remember, behind Lukaku with Mason Mount against Arsenal.
Sure there was.
Then he went on a run. He went on a run when Lukaku was injured, and he played a good run of games as well.
There was a time when him and Werner were both out.
Yeah, then he got sick, and then there was an injury. I'm pretty certain. His finger.
So there was a
his finger got dislocated.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. He did have a little spell out, but he's still. I mean, do you know what? Every single player we've had has had a little spell out, isn't it? So it's been absolute madness. Who hasn't got injured this season? Alonso hasn't been injured.
Mendy
hasn't been injured.
Rudiger
hasn't been injured.
Touch wood.
Christensen, Trevor have. Reece James, Chilwell have. Silva's been out.
Everyone has.
Kova's been out. Kante's been out. Georgie's been out. Loftus-Cheek was out for a bit, wasn't he? Saul hasn't been out.
Malang Sarr.
Saul Niguez hasn't been out. I don't remember him being out.
Very difficult for Ross Barkley to get injured. He barely plays.
Yep,
So.
doesn't run, so he's protected.
Unless you get injured in training, it's very difficult to get injured.
It's very difficult for that brother to get injured. He wants some injury moments.
To get injured, you have to play football. You have to actually play games. You didn't take him or Saul to this trip as well. Did you guys notice that obviously Alvarez on the bench?
Some people said because they may be unvaccinated.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Also, we exposed the brothers now.
Oh.
No, actually, no, because France were...
France have dropped all that.
France have dropped that, haven't they?
Yeah, they've dropped all of it.
I remember saying when we lost our ownership and we were finally under administration and liquidated and all the rival fans thought we were going to perish and evaporate into the atmosphere, that we ain't going to be able to afford the antigen tests. And the PCRs are expensive. Trust me, I know. I went to France not so long ago. Very expensive.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
It's peak, yeah. Although it's the last that you're going to be doing.
Yeah, like people joke about that, but every player to get a PCR or antigen, and then every coaching staff as well. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's long.
I mean, for any future travels for Chelsea, thankfully, except for going to wherever they're going, maybe. But in terms of going from here and coming back here, no need anymore. So that saves on the money, which is good. Yeah.
But I heard we're taking a 10-hour coach journey to Middlesbrough on the mega bus.
Yeah, apparently so. That's going to be that's
fun,
isn't it?
How far is
Middlesbrough's near Newcastle? I took a coach to Sheffield,
north,
which is halfway.
All the way north.
I think not maybe and that was, but it's not 10 hours on the coach.
No, Sheffield is about 3.
Yeah, Sheffield was only 3. How is Middlesbrough 10 hours?
I think because they're going to have to stop off. Like they can't do the entire journey because it's all the way up past Newcastle. Yeah. Newcastle itself takes about 5-6 hours, but you do stop briefly.
Yeah, that is going to be I very rarely will say, "Oh, footballers have it hard," because money wise, obviously they don't. They've never seen baked beans from Heinz before. But when it comes to that coach travel, holy shit, they are not going to enjoy that. That's long. Like I took a coach to Sheffield to see Dammy, and I haven't seen Dammy since.
You know what? I took a coach once. It was a £2 one back in 2009. Do you guys still have that £2? Like,
we still got cheap coaches. Yeah, we still got cheap.
That went from London to Birmingham. That was a nice coach, though. I loved it, man.
Birmingham was quite sleep.
Yeah. Really?
That was
Birmingham's not too far, though, is it? Birmingham's a good maybe hour and a half, maybe once you get out of London with the traffic. But I'll still get a train.
An hour and a half.
I'd say 2.5.
Maybe 2.
Yeah.
I still take a train over any of these now. Like no chance. I tried to take a coach to France when I was going to Paris. I got stopped at the border because my antigen test or my PCR test was done 27 hours before instead of 24. So they stopped us in Dover. Half of us got off the bus and we had to get the train back at 4:15 in the morning, back up to King's Cross, and then I had to get an antigen test again, and then I had to get the Eurostar.
Outrageous.
I was so close to France. I could literally see them across the channel, but I couldn't quite get there. So pissed me off.
So what's the latest with our lads? They can't. So there's no plane to Middlesbrough. They're actually going to bus it.
We can't.
Does Middlesbrough even have an airport? Can we even afford a plane? Let's get that straight.
I don't know.
Why don't we just individually put them on different flights? Like I don't know, Ryanair, EasyJet. And then, we won't travel together.
We'll all meet at Middlesbrough.
Yeah, they'll all get there over the next few days, and that'll be cheap. No?
All them rocking up hungover because they've been buying like little things on the way there.
This is mad.
Kai, Alonso, Thiago Silva, and Lukaku all on one flight with the rest of the civilians and the rest of society just sitting in different seats. Can we swap seats? Can we sit next to each other? Who are you? Shut up, man. Stay in your seat, big man. Hey, can I get a spring water? What? Who Shut up. We don't have any food or drink on this flight. Who are you? Like, are you mad? Are you deluded?
We don't have a pilot. It's autopilot.
Autopilot. It's like a Tesla. Only this one crashes.
You better pray it lands in the right place.
You're asking for food or drink. We're just trying to get you safely to the airport, okay? So just be quiet, okay?
I'm surprised we couldn't take a train, though. Is a train expensive? Probably is.
Nah, train is. I remember.
Train is expensive.
I wanted to take the last time when we went there, 2015. Wanted to take from Victoria Station to Edinburgh in Scotland.
That's a mission.
Whoa.
Yeah,
that's you're trying to go
expensive train.
You're trying to go from France to Spain, my brother. No.
Exactly.
It's like saying
but the bus trip wasn't that expensive. The bus wasn't expensive.
You're damn right it wasn't, because it would have taken you 10 years to get up there.
Yeah, it took us 7 hours, but it was at night, so we slept.
Yeah.
You know
From the moment, you may as well go from Paris to Barcelona with that kind of train journey.
Legit.
But do you know what, Matisse? The train, like, we looked at the price, it was hella expensive. Like, it was like, we're not spending that per ticket. No way.
You know what the players need? They need rail cards.
Yes, I was saying this.
That 26 to 30, 21 to 25. They should get rail cards. Get a discount.
Oyster cards as well. They should get Oyster cards.
30% off for a rail card.
Yeah. Maybe some of them can pretend to be under 18. They might get it cheaper for the club.
Kids, exactly. Yeah.
Who looks like Kante could definitely pass.
Kante pass as a child.
Who else could we pass as a kid? We need to get these prices down. Sorry for the comments. We're just now strategizing how we're going to get our club to Middlesbrough. Because clearly they need help.
Lukaku could look like one of those, big chubby kids. Do you know what I mean, in the primary school?
Yeah, how old are you? I'm 12.
Aspilicueta tucks his shirt. Who else can pass as a kid? Christensen, he looks a bit youthful.
If Mason got a haircut,
pass as a kid. But a lot of these guys need to shave off their beards and moustaches as well. That will help.
But poor Mendy. Man is like 8 foot tall. He ain't got a chance.
Nah, you are not a kid. You're a father of all of these kids.
You're the supervisor of these guys, aren't you?
Yeah. Mendy's definitely going as a fully grown.
Timo could pass as a kid. Just smile.
100%. Yeah, with his little dance. as he rocks up to the train station. Guys, we're getting on the train. I can't wait. That's Timo, man. Timo will be fine. Timo could definitely pass as a kid, 100%.
Ziyech be like, believe me, I'm a kid, and it's like full grown beard and
with his sunglasses, like, "What's up, bro?"
Yeah, I'm a kid.
I'm too cool for school, bro.
Too funny, bro.
Kai could definitely pass as a kid, even though he's quite tall. He just says one of the tall kids.
Kai just has to do this.
He just has to walk like that, innit? As he normally does, and he's cool.
Yo, do you know how many of our players can actually do stupid shit and pass off as kids? You got Rudiger and Kai just coming in like this. You got Ziyech as the cool kid. What's up, bro? You got
Thomas Tuchel trying to explain to like the train operators. We've got a bunch of kids who are maybe they're not quite normal. They have to help them out here.
Not all there.
They're not all there.
Then you just see, and then he's like, Rudiger, Rudiger, do the thing, man. Kai, do the thing, bro. You know what to do. And they just look at him like, what? Like, bro, security's looking.
Kai needs to stop that, bro. That's disgusting what he does, man. Needs to stop. Banging the goals, get the assists, do your work rate, but stop that tongue thing and the flappy thing, whatever you're doing. What is that?
A Flappy Bird, I don't know.
Nah.
Maybe he's got a deal with Flappy Bird, some sort of spot.
That's
Lukaku just standing in the background like that. Yeah.
No service. Bad service. That one.
How much are those rail card tickets? Fuck you.
Oh my god.
We need to wrap this up, man. All right, we're wrapping up the show. We've come customary to start pissing about at the end of the show, like we do. We start off serious with like real like government shit and politics and club ownership and shit, and then we get back to Flappy Birds at the end of the show, right? Younes, let them know where to find you, bro. Big up, great show as always.
As usual, man. As usual. Obviously, right here, Younes Talks Football. We'll have thoughts on what's happening tomorrow. I think all of us are going to be doing reactions to that Champions League quarterfinal draw. So there's that. Preview for the game against Middlesbrough will be up tomorrow. And then it's Middlesbrough on the weekend before we have international break. And then we see what's going on elsewhere. So, yeah.
There we go. Big up. And that dreaded international break. Well, it's an opportunity to take a break, but it's an opportunity for...
There's going to be good football, though.
There's going to be good football, actually.
Very good football.
Yeah.
What's going on?
World Cup places at stake
World Cup
now.
qualifiers. Yeah.
That's it. We find out who's qualifying to the World Cup. So
Yeah. No, it's big, but it's big.
I'm not usually interested in the international break, but you have piqued my attention. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be keeping a close eye. Miz, let them know where to find you, bro. Big up as always.
The other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen, there's some watch-alongs coming along, literally in about 3.5 hours' time.
oh my god.
I was meant to be
meant to go, but then he got hooked on the conversation. You would have missed the Flappy Buds.
I was meant to go 45 minutes ago.
I completely forgot about that. I literally...
So yeah, for all the hard work, make sure you're there for the watch-along at least. I'll be on zombie settings. I think it's going to be a good game. Barcelona, Galatasaray. Galatasaray is going to be lit. It's at their home ground. Stadium's going to be buzzing. There's going to be, you know how, it's red. There'll be fireworks everywhere. You won't even be able to see the fans. It'll seem like they're all burning or something. So yeah, that'll be great. And then straight after that, Sevilla versus West Ham. And yeah, so would love to see you guys in that watch along.
There you go.
Make sure, yeah.
Well, guys, it has been all you can eat, Chelsea. This is a dumpling the size of my head. I have been eating patties. You are not going to grill us in the comments because these guys, I forgot to remind them to eat today, but it is what it is. I'm sure they've eaten their 3 meals, or at least Miz has, and Younes definitely hasn't, but he will, hopefully.
we've been sanctioned, and Rashford has stopped giving 3 meals, so yeah.
Rashford has forgotten to give us 3 meals. He's been too busy writing freaking essays on Twitter. So yeah, we shall starve. But until next time, make sure you guys smash up the icons. Leave your thoughts in the comments below, whether it's on Flappy Birds, how we're getting to Middlesbrough, or the situation with our ownership. Everything in between. In a bit, people. Peace.